get right to Lonnie Quinn because he's going to update us on this one. Because not everybody, for sure, in this one is going to see the same thing, right?
Correct. I think this is going to be a situation. It seems like, Mother Nature's divvying it up in different storms. This one, it looks like she's focusing more on the east end of Long Island. Fairfield County, you're possibly in it as well. Let me get you outside, and we'll try to make some sense of this next storm. What we've got right now, hey, there's baseball. We're not playing it yet. We're, in fact, getting ready for another snow system. It's an overcast sky. It's 41 right now. What do you expect, okay, with this next system moving in? The winds will be on the weaker side. It's going to be windy, but not as strong as we dealt with the last two storms. So the thought is there should be fewer power outages. Less snow, except for out on Long Island. We think that's where we're going to find the biggest numbers. The Twin Forks, in particular, could be seeing like a 6 to 10 inch range, maybe even more if you get some real bands setting up over that area, maybe giving you that foot mark. The morning commute is going to be the most affected, more so than the PM commute. This is going to be done, I think, sometime shortly after lunch. Future wind gusts. By the time you get to 9:30 in the morning, you are in the strongest part of this storm, and you're looking at wind gusts in the 20s west of the city, in the 30s around the city, and then they get a little bit bigger. You get out to Cormor's 43. Montauk could be seeing a projected 51-mile-per-hour gust. So can that cause damage? Yeah, it can. They're just not quite as strong as they were with the last storm. Vortex radar and satellite, we see a little bit of activity out there right now. Some light snow showers north and west, some rain showers just on the other side of the Hudson, pushing to the south as well. This is all part of our system. There's our system. As far as the center, it's off of the Outer Banks. This is going to be moving up to the northeast. This one stays further offshore than our last storm. The last storm actually clipped Atlantic City, then it sort of clipped out towards Montauk, much closer to our shoreline. This one, further out to sea. So how does that equate to our area? Well, it means that it's going to be outside of the 70-40 benchmark. And that's this red crosshatch I've done here. If you're inside of this 90-degree angle, that's where we get our biggest hitters, okay? It's got to be inside of that. This is not forecast. Now, could it wobble? It can. I mean, there's always the possibility for a dramatic change, but this is where our confidence lies, that it stays outside of that. So the biggest numbers would be east of New York City. The Euro is putting down anywhere from, 1 to 3.7. That 3.7 is out in Montauk. Then you take a look at the NAM, putting the biggest number of all, and that's Montauk, at 12.4 inches, but that dark blue color extends a little further. That dark blue is like a 6 to 12-inch range, and that does extend into portions of Suffolk County. But then you're like 3.9 for Islip. They get sort of smaller, and the rest of the numbers outside of that 12.4 for the East End, you're in a 1 to, say, 4-inch range, according to the NAM. So what we're going to go with, again, we use all of that stuff to help us put together our forecast for you. I'm going a coating to 3 for a good chunk of the area, including all 5 boroughs, and then I'm going to go 3 to 6 plus. And the 6 plus, I particularly pay close attention to the east end, very east end of Long Island, where I think you could be seeing, 6 to 10, maybe even a 12-inch reading if you get the heavy band setting up out there. So across the board, how do we see it? 41 for your day tomorrow, and that is our next nor'easter. Dana, do you realize this is the 3rd nor'easter in 10 days?
I've heard that.
We get them every 5 days as of late. But I will say this much.
Please.
It looks, look at the numbers, how they get bigger. Okay, you're looking 51 on your St. Patty's Day on Saturday, which looks pretty good. 53 Sunday, 55 on Monday. There's no real hard freeze out there. This could be the pattern breaker. At one point in time, we thought Thursday could have another storm. It's like, uh-oh, the pattern's going to continue. With the new numbers I just showed you, if they hold true, that could snap the pattern.